Hello everyone, thank you for coming to my channel and checking out my content. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you'll find my content to be informative and you can take some points away to apply to your life or to share it with somebody that you know. So last Monday that just passed, I posted a video for my second trimester. You can go ahead and check that out. But today we will be diving into my third trimester. So the last go before the baby comes. And in this third trimester, I find that my emotions wanted to get the better of me. So I had to find a way to combat it, right? So anxiety kicked in. I was nervous. I started to fear like the unknown. Like I didn't know what to expect. It's my first child. I was worrying about childbirth. I was worrying about everything that came with a new baby. It was just a lot. So with all that being said, I had to find a way to deal with it, because adding stress to yourself and to your unborn child is not recommended, especially when you're about to give birth. So to relax, I practiced praying a lot. I journaled. I would meditate as well. But you have to do what works for you. In your third trimester, you need to exercise. Even if you don't exercise, if you didn't exercise your first and your second trimester, make sure you exercise in your third trimester. And it doesn't have to be anything strenuous. Like you can walk, you could do a little jog. What I did is I walked around my complex. I tried to walk around my complex and I did the stairs up and down, and I found that I felt better, and I was told that that made my delivery a bit easier. Now, while I wish I had started earlier to build, momentum leading up to the third trimester where I could do more, I was okay. I did okay in childbirth. So whether you start at the first trimester, the second trimester, or if you wait till the third trimester, that's fine. Just make sure you get it done. In your third trimester as well, you go through a period called nesting. And the nesting period is where you prepare for your baby to come home. Now, in my nesting period, I found that I had a burst of energy, like in my last month, where I wanted to clean a lot. I wanted to set up everything. And I'll dive into the setup part a little bit further. But I advise you to be graceful to yourself. Give yourself a lot of grace. You have the energy and you have this burst of energy to do everything, but make sure you're resting as well and have that balance. In your third trimester, and this is my recommendation, I know coming from a Jamaican background, I would say Caribbean, but I'm not sure if other Caribbean islands do this, but in Jamaica, they don't recommend setting up your nursery before your baby gets here. And they talk about don't count your eggs before they hatch, or whatever the case might be. This is me. I recommend setting up your nursery before you have your baby. When you have a child, your energy gets depleted. Childbirth takes a lot out of you. And not only that, when you have a child, you have this whole other human that you're taking care of. So I don't recommend taking away any of that time that you are resting and recuperating yourself, as well as taking care of a baby, to use that to set up a nursery. For us, we set up her bassinet and her stroller. We also set up her pack and play. I believe it was her pack and play we set up as well. No, her dresser. We did not set up that pack and play. But I find that when we came home, it annoyed me a little bit to set up her pack and play or other stuff that she needed. So I highly recommend, you don't have to take my recommendation, but I really do recommend setting up the nursery ahead of time. Other cultures do it and nothing is wrong. Like, set up a nursery. Also on my list, I didn't do this, but I saw it on Instagram, I believe, and I thought it was just a brilliant idea. and that is to have a convenience cart for the baby. So in your convenience cart, you'll have diapers, you'll have wipes, Aquaphor, Desitin, whatever paste you want to use for your baby, as well as change of clothes, pacifiers, or breast pump supplies if you're going to be pumping. It's so funny, when we came home with baby girl, I don't know why, but we didn't go into our bedroom for the first 2 weeks of her life. We camped out in the living room, and I don't know why we did this. I think we were fearful that we would fall asleep and be too sound in sleep to have this newborn, and we just camped out. And it would have been good to have a convenience cart. So we set up her pack and play though, and in her pack and play there's a little area. It's like a little bassinet area that she could sleep in, also with a changing table. And then there was this little caddy that came with it as well, that we stacked up on the diapers and stuff, but it was a tiny little caddy, so all it could hold was the diapers, the wipes, the Aquaphor. We couldn't put change of clothes, nothing in there. So the convenience cart would have been so good to have, but we didn't do it. I will find, like, you know, convenience carts to drop below in the description card for you, so you can prepare better than I prepared. In addition to preparing for your baby to come home, I advise you to prepare for yourself to come home. And when I say this, when you come home, as I said, you won't have all the energy that you used to have before you had the baby, and you'll be in recovery mode. Even if you had a great childbirth experience where you had no complications or nothing like that, you still need time to rest and recuperate. You still need time to recover. Also, you have this newborn that you're taking care of, you're figuring out, and it's like clockwork with them. Like, you have to be on a schedule with them. So I don't recommend taking precious time away from doing that, taking care of yourselves, and also extending to your family to set up a nursery or to prepare other stuff. Now, I recommend meal prepping before you actually go into labor. Meal prepping and freezing these meals so that you can easily just pop something in the microwave or pop something stovetop to warm up, you know, so you don't have to be in the kitchen for a long time preparing meals. I didn't have this issue. I was really spoiled. But if you don't have any help, I highly recommend meal prepping. And even if you have help, it gets hard. Like, people taking care of you, they get tired too. So meal prepping could help everybody out. In addition to meal prepping, I suggest getting your laundry done, making sure that your space is clean and tidy, because as I said, you don't want to overexhaust yourself. You don't want to take precious time away from yourself and your child to be doing other stuff, right? So make sure your house is clean, make sure your laundry is done, make sure you have at least a week worth of meals prepared, but just make life easier for you. And yeah, that's all I have for this video. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for listening in. I hope you found this information to be helpful, and share it with a friend. Share it with somebody that you know is preparing for childbirth and you need to inform them of the little things that they could do to make their life a bit easier. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you again on Sunday. Bye.